We have a husband and wife who've been together for many years, deeply in love. They've built a life together, raised children, shared all those little moments that make a marriage meaningful. And then tragically, the wife falls ill. It's a long and painful journey. She battles her illness with everything she has, and throughout that time, her husband is right by her side. He supports her through treatments, through the ups and downs, through the hopes and the setbacks. Eventually, as they both realize that her time might be limited, they start having those incredibly difficult conversations about what life will look like after she's gone. One day, she makes this heartfelt request. She asks him, maybe with tears in her eyes, maybe with a kind of quiet desperation, to promise that he won't remarry. She's afraid, in that vulnerable moment, that someone else might come into his life and replace her in his heart, or that their children might forget her if there's another woman in the picture. Out of love, and because he can't imagine a future without her anyway, he agrees. He makes that promise, sincerely, not really thinking about what it might mean years down the line. After she passes away, the husband is devastated. He spends months, maybe even years, grieving her. He focuses on raising their children, keeping her memory alive, honoring her wishes in every way he can. For a long time, the idea of loving someone else is just impossible for him to even consider. But life is long, and grief changes over time. Eventually, maybe years later, he meets someone who brings a little light back into his life. It's not something he planned or even looked for. It just happens naturally, perhaps through a friendship that deepens or a shared understanding with someone who's also been through loss. He finds himself falling in love again, despite that old promise. He wrestles with guilt and hesitation. He remembers his wife's request and it weighs heavily on him, but he also realizes that his late wife wanted him to be happy. He knows that he'll never forget her or stop loving her, and that his children will always remember their mother. In the end, he decides to open his heart to this new love, believing that life is about finding joy again, even after profound loss. So he remarries, not because he's forgotten his first wife, but because he's learned that the heart has room for more than one great love. And he carries her memory with him as he builds this new chapter. As the husband begins to find love again and decides to remarry, there's an added layer of complexity. His late wife's family, the in-laws he's known for years, don't take the news well. They feel a sense of loyalty to their daughter's memory, and to them, his decision to remarry feels like a betrayal of the promise he made to her. They might express their disapproval openly, or there might be a gradual distancing. Perhaps they stop speaking to him as often, or they only want to see the grandchildren without really engaging with his new partner. It's painful for him, because he's losing a part of the extended family that he's been connected to for so long. He understands where they're coming from, even if it hurts. They love their daughter deeply, and they see his new relationship as a sign that he's moving on too quickly or forgetting the past.